I'm an overtalker when I'm not in a nervous situation, but like when I just want to make sure that the other person isn't awkward, I'm like, oh, I'll fill the space. I will fill all the fucking space. And it's like, bitch, take a breath.
Hey guys, welcome to the official YouTube page for Calm Down with Erin and Charissa. This is where you can watch all of our ridiculous conversations and fun interviews.
We have full shows. We've got pre-games, anything and everything that you guys could want. But first, you're going to have to subscribe. Just hit subscribe right there and you're good to go.
And now you can calm down with us.
Yep. Can you tell that we're reading this off a script? We hope so. All right. We need to calm down and wrap this bad boy up. Press subscribe. Thanks for listening.
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio. Hold on. Let me finish eating my pistachios.
No, don't.
Not an ad, but
you know what I've been really doing? And welcome everybody to the pregame. It's very rude of me. I've been eating while I've been talking on the phone and catching up with people.
Because I don't have time.
Exactly. So I'm eating while I'm doing like, oh, great. When I sit down and have my salad, I did this today. And then I was on the phone and I was eating. I was like, no one wants to hear the crunch of the salary during that. You better be paying me a salary to hear that. Welcome everyone to the pregame. It's questions you guys submit and want us to answer, which is honestly, I gotta say, I mean, I love the full podcast, but pregame really makes me happy. You know?
All of it does. All of it.
Anonymous, our favorite. Is it weird if you don't talk to the guy you're seeing every day, or is space good? Oh, you take this one. I'm curious to hear what you think.
I think it's interesting to know, where are you in seeing him? Are you early in the game? Because I don't think you have to talk every day. Now, if you're married with a kid, I would suggest communication every day is good. I don't know. Like, I mean, before we got married, even engaged, it was like, you know, a check-in, and I need that in my life. But I think early in the relationship...
What do you mean by that? What's your version of a check-in? Like, is it good morning? Is it a few hours into the day and you're like, hey, how's your day going? Like, what's yours? Because I feel like that's a very fine line with people like you and I. We're going to get annoyed really quick. Or... What do you mean? Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Just your thoughts?
Yeah. I think a big one for me was, I hate to say it, but like a lot of times I would have games on the weekend and he would be playing on a Saturday night and I would go to bed before his game was over. And I would want to know, are you off the ice okay? Like no injuries. Did you get home from because they would land at like 2 or 3 in the morning. So did you get back okay? I mean, this was before we had locations on and all that stuff, like where I could check, okay, good, he's home. But yeah, I just would want to know, did you get out of the game healthy? Are you, know, that's kind of my thing. Other than that, I don't need a lot of conversation. Before we were married, that's my whole thing about golf is like, I don't need to talk to you for 8 hours unless there's an explosion at the house. I just need got here good. All is good. What about you?
I don't know. I got distracted by your nails. They look really great. You just got them done. And that's a new color for you.
Ashley Johnson, can I say John?
Is that a color?
You'll see him.
We can see them. If you guys can't, that means you're just listening to this. They look fantastic. Right. No, sis, I mean in a good way. They look. No, there's like a pink.
As Jillian Gregory said, best nails you've ever had.
That's what
Ashley
I'm saying.
Johnson, Jaunt Salon here in Manhattan Beach, or she'll come to your house. You know. Great.
Whoa. Well, they look fantastic. My quick answer on the question of how much communication when you first start seeing each other or when you're seeing each other, I need some attention. I'm going to need you to text me. If you're not going to make the effort at the beginning of the relationship when you're supposed to be really into it, then what are we doing 4 years in? I need to know that you're interested. I don't want to have to do the math. I don't want to have to guess. Like, does he like me? Does he not like me? Inundate me. And then I'll tell you if it's too much. But give me a hi, hello, and give me a good night and something in the middle. You know?
I don't want to be inundated.
I do. Shower me with love. Tell me how great I am.
That was a good song back in the day. Shower me with your love.
Who was that? It's a guy.
Ryan will figure it out.
All right, you're up.
Hey, Megan ENG, Megan Eng 616. How has your friendship changed since Mac was born?
I talk to you more.
You do?
I feel like we text. Well, we text a lot, anyways. But I feel like with our Jarrett, me, and you text chain, Steve really needs to know what's going on with Mac at all times. So I feel like since it's multiple communication, like you and me just each other and then group text about macaroon. So I think we talk more.
Can I say something? I don't think that has anything to do with Mac. I think it has everything to do with us loving Steve.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the baby thing. I was like, not today, sister. Not today.
No, I think it has everything to do with us.
Oh,
being like the four of us being super tight.
Yeah, you mean actually wanting to talk to my significant other?
Yeah.
I absolutely
And my husband actually liking him and wanting to go out with him and like, wanting to side chat and, ask him what he's packing for a particular trip we're going on in the future.
Can I just say, and I know we talk a lot, so, we'll talk more about the talk that I had with Steve in the big show.
I mean,
the big
if that's not a tease, I don't know what is, sister.
Big show, big talk. But I have never, ever had a relationship. And I haven't had a lot of serious relationships, but the ones that have been serious are like marriages or plus 2 years of dating. I've never been in a serious relationship where you've ever been on a text chain with the significant other, which tells you everything you need to know about the past. So that's why the windshield's bigger than the rearview mirror, We're only looking forward. We're moving. We're shaking, folks.
We're grooving.
Oh, yeah. So that's how my relationship, I think, has changed. And I don't know. I want to hear what's going on with Macaroon. That little video of him. Do you want to share the news about Mac? Or on the big show?
Oh, Mac's walking.
Mac's walking. It's a big deal.
It's a big
like
deal.
Freaking
Our
out.
life is over. But we had Jarrett sent a funny video to Charissa and Steve. Mac wiped out. And we were just so proud of his recovery. Picked himself up, looked around, grabbed his lovey, and he was like, anywho. And we're like, that a baby. There you go. That
exactly.
a baby.
And the first video she sent me of Mac walking was multi-talented. Kicks the soccer ball, then starts walking. And we're like, the kid's playing soccer and he's walking. Things have changed since I've seen him in 2 weeks. Next up, we got KM Gould 8822. Crazy plain story. Woman next to me stuck her head out and said, share? Hand out and said share in quotes. When I took out my snack, what would you have done? That's insanity.
People have lost their minds.
Lost their goddamn mind. Asking to share with a stranger?
No, sure not going to.
Especially when you ask. I will do this on a plane. I will say, like, if I'm opening up a mint box thing and like someone's next to me, I'll be like, oh, do you want one? No, I'm not asking for them to reach into that thing. If it's like Tic Tac, I can, shovel some out. But no, you can't ask for somebody else's food you don't know.
I was on a plane one time next to, Ambrosio, Alexandra
Ambrosio.
And this was Victoria's Secret days. I was first class next to her, crapping my pants. Like, oh my God, what she ordered, I ordered. Like all the things. Like I just was like, oh my God. And then when she would take stuff out of her purse, I would like look because I was like, I have to get that. Like that's amazing. She took out I remember this face spray and she's like, want to try some? And I was like, sure. Couldn't wait to do it. So excited. I just hit my microphone, offered me gum. I took it. I took everything she was serving. Yes. Sure. It was great.
You'll love
Still
this.
Didn't get on that runway, but anywho.
I was on my way to New York one time and I was sitting next to Bella Hadid and same exact thing. I was like, what's she doing? Whatever. This is when she was dating The Weeknd. She was FaceTiming him. And I was like, I kept going like a real creep. I was like going like this, like looking in at their conversation. But she was, look, she's doing what I don't like. She's FaceTiming on a plane before takeoff. But in this particular case, there was an exception. It's The Weeknd. And this was a weekday. So I was like, we're fine. And then the sweet flight attendant came around and she was taking her order. And I was like, oh, I'll have the salad. And then she asked Bella and she's like, oh, I'll have the spaghetti or pasta. I was like, oh, I'll have the pasta too. I was like, if the model's having the pasta, I'll have the pasta. Yeah. It's really great when you see beautiful people in person and you're like, wow, you're like really pretty.
Yeah. Really pretty.
To go back to your original question, sweet KM Gold 822, insane. I would have said absolutely not, but let me see if the flight attendant up there has anything if you're hungry.
I think I would have smacked her hand like she was playing the hand game, like, gotcha. Now you go.
I feel like you would have done that. You for sure would have. You're up.
Anonymous. My husband and I are in a huge funk. Ooh, following a hard year. Tips to get out of it. Oh, I hate that. I hate funks. But I feel like you have to go through them to kind of just find your way out of it, find new things.
Talk about, I like your Mr. and Mrs. Mention that, and then I'll give an input. When you talk, I think that helps.
One of my best girls, Ashley Phipps, you know her, you love her, CT. She always brings this up. We had a Mr. and Mrs. That's what she calls a fight. I think that's amazing. What am I talking about?
Yeah, just like, I think that helps. So as someone who's been in a funk a lot in relationships, stop me if you've heard this before. If you actually want to get out of this one, I suggest, you know what? This brings us back to the main show. My conversation with Steve, I've implemented a new thing in the relationship. It's called the State of the Union, but it doesn't happen just once a year. It happens twice a year. Every 6 months, we sit down like the president does, and we're going to address the nation. But in this case, we're going to address each other, and we're going to write down the things that we want the other person to work on, the things that you think you can work on, and it's going to be an airing out of all the grievances. I will get to more of that. So, Anonymous.
I would like to air this out. You look beautiful.
Oh,
your hair, the shirt, everything.
Wow. Oh, wait, this is another thing. Thank you. I love you for that. I shouldn't look beautiful. I'm haggard, but thank you. This is a small business that I want to talk about on the big show because I absolutely love them. And you and I both have our own, small business. Yours is not small. Companies that we started. And it is imperative to get support of other people. And I just really love this company.
That's adorable.
So thank you. As it pertains to the relationship advice, I would say switch it up. I also do this thing called Housewife Night. I don't cook. It's not my thing. But I will dress up in a cute little dress and I call it Housewife Night and I will make him
so many themes.
Meal. And I love a theme. I mean, by the way, this guy,
this president one day, you're a housewife the next.
Hey, gotta keep them guessing. Guess what? Because if you don't, they're going to go find the ones that will. I'll dress up in whatever outfit you want. It can be Halloween 365 days a year if you want. I don't care. Love a costume.
Sure.
But I think that you just shake it up. Do something different. Surprise him with something. I am the queen of being stubborn, but I think it's important to meet that person. If you really want it to work, then do the things that you don't normally do. Write in the note and be like, I love you. You're the best. Dinner tonight, 6:00, meet in the kitchen. And just see if that shakes it up a little bit. There's a lot of different ways. Just don't sit in your corner and be stubborn about it because he's not doing something. Because one time, then maybe he sees you do that, then he'll meet you halfway. We're already at 10 minutes.
Yeah, but we can keep going. Remember, right. We need to start going longer for advertisers.
Okay, that's right. I have a short attention span, obviously. You're up,
That's
sister.
okay. It's money. Money is time. A funk, I would say the talk. Do something that makes you guys laugh.
Good.
Go, if you don't drink, I was just saying, go laugh and have a drink. Because those are normally the times where I'm like, I'm sorry I've been a dick. I love you a lot. I feel really bad. And then, or the times where I'm like, I don't want to break up. That would be terrible. Not that we're talking about breaking up, but you know what I mean? I tend to go to disaster or the worst side of the situation.
Break up.
I don't want to break up. That would be so sad. That would be awful for you to have to find another house. That would just be so bad for you. That'd be so sad because I would sell your house and start fresh. Oh, wait, no. Wow. Maybe don't do that. These are all jokes, by the way, New York Post. This is all a joke.
Oh, God.
All right.
Post this. We got I'm JB. Here's a game. Try to read the name. I'm so sorry. HYIMJB. What's protocol when you see a famous person in public? Well, if you're Erin and I on a plane, we have no shame and go right
we'll take
to the
anything
target.
out of their purse.
Go for it. You deal with this a lot. What bothers you when somebody comes up to you?
That's crazy.
Okay.
I tend
Wait, modesty.
to act
We'll start today.
very immature and awkward, more so than I am in real life. For instance, when we saw George Clooney, I wanted to die. I wanted to hide under the table. And Charissa was great enough to be like, you know, Erin. And I go, no, he doesn't know me. And he's like, of course I do, from football. And I was like, no, you don't watch me. Like, I'm telling George Clooney what he does. And so you're stupid. Shut up, Erin. And then I was like, oh my God, why am I saying that? I just wanted to hide under the table.
And you did it with Jason Sudeikis too. You like,
my God. I talked about a porta potty for Christ's sakes. Jesus. And then I tried to like tackle Jimmy Fallon. Like, get it together. God. It's a wonder I have a job.
You immediately default to like self-deprecation on all things, but I feel like especially in those situations. I did this with Chris Pratt, who I hadn't seen in forever, and I was just talking and talking and talking and talking. By the way, Chris Pratt
walked away. I was like,
Chris Pratt will not care that I shared this story, but I am just going on. I mean, the last time I saw him, and it was like, I was like, oh, and this and then, like, what's going on with your kids? And Erin all of a sudden just exits stage left.
I just walked. I didn't know what to do.
I walked in her dressing room. She goes, whoa, you got a lot to say, huh? And I was like, yep. I'm an overtalker when I'm not in a nervous situation, but like when I just want to make sure that the other person isn't awkward, I'm like, oh, I'll fill the space. I will fill all the fucking space. And it's like, bitch, take a breath. We good.
Yeah. I almost make it so awkward for the famous person that they'll be like, are you good? And I'll be like, no, I'm not here. You don't see me. I'm not here because I don't want to bother you. Like I just act so stupid because I don't want to be a pain in their ass. And like, I'll say it. One time, we're friends with Justin and Jessica, Justin Timberlake. He couldn't be more lovely. And like, he and my husband are good friends. And I remember when I was just getting to know them, they invited us to something. And I was like, no, we can't go. And he's like, because you're busy? And I was like, no, I just don't want to be in your way. And he's like, but we invited you. Shut up. And I think that's what Jared said. And then we got in a funk. And then, no, I'm kidding.
Then had a Mr. and Mrs. And it was a whole thing. That makes me laugh so hard because I can see you in every situation.
No, we can't go. Well, what do you mean you can't go? You're here. No, but we don't want to bother you. But we invited you. Oh, okay. Now we can go.
It's so the Bill Richards, executive producer at Fox. He'll call us and hurry us off the phone. And I'm like, you called me. Why are you hurrying me? He's like, gotta go. And I was like, what?
It's
Bill,
so good.
What up, Bill?
What's up?
What up, Doe? It's too good.
Whiskey, we still didn't answer what the protocol is.
Act like an asshole or act like, no, the protocol, don't follow our protocols, either talking too much, pretending like you don't exist, or talking
don't
about
do these things.
Yeah, don't do these things. I would say as far as protocol goes, don't be this drives me nuts because I see it not with me. I see it with very famous people. Used to do this shit all the time with Larry. Oh, I'm sorry to bother you. No, you're not, because you just did it. You just did
We've seen that with Strahan. We've seen it with Brady. We've seen it with Jeter.
Exactly. Unless you are coming up with a small child or somebody that is sick or a pet or something that like gets my attention, I'm like, don't bother these people. Don't I think there's a time and read the room. Really read the room.
I've learned that a lot from our friends because we're not, we obviously have people that we work with that are at a different stature of their life, and don't go bug them when they're mid-bite or mid-conversation with their friends. Unless their house is on fire and you have that information, just give it a beat.
Give it a beat.
Try to be invisible like me. I'm not here.
Oh, you're
Whiskey, blues, and coffee. How does a woman get over a man who ghosted her for about 3 years?
Ghosted her after 3 years? What do you mean?
After 3 years. How does a woman get over a man who ghosted her after 3 years? So probably
Wait, like they were together for 3 years and then just ghosted her?
They dated for 3 years and then he ghosted her.
Oh my God.
What a dick. Give us your information. We'll set you up with someone.
Goddamn right, because that's the next iteration of Calm Down Podcast, by the way, you guys. We're a dating service.
Calm down.
I know.
We've got your match.
Yeah, exactly.
What a dick. You know
Well,
what?
yeah.
You don't need that. 3 years with somebody, that's like
3
close to getting
years?
married. And then, no, absolutely not.
No, not open. Well, guess what? He did you a favor, because if this guy's going to ghost you after 3 years, then he is clearly not who you thought he was.
You know how you get over it? Listen to Taylor Swift's new album.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
thing, wow.
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 Who's afraid of little old me?
Well, you should be. You should be. I'm very nervous about not knowing all the songs.
I know, I need to practice. I need to practice.
Okay, you're up.
LMR.
Lindsay
Ellen
Rhodes.
Lindsay Marie Rhodes, 79. Could Steve and Jared take over the podcast 1 week?
They would gladly.
Steve has been waiting his whole life to do any kind of podcast.
Is this thing on?
He has 2 imaginary podcasts. One's named Martini Talk, which he's talked about forever. And the other one is called Aren't You Embarrassed? He pretends like he's doing a podcast, and those are the names of it, when he goes on rants throughout the house, wherever he is. And I'm like, why don't you just do a podcast? By the way, he would never. He's not interested, but he would love to take over this one. Would Jared do it, though? Because I feel like Jared's like so much more behaved than Steve
He'd get giggly. We were in the pool today with Macaroni Stoll, and our swim instructor was like, that podcast, you got 3 drinks, Charissa has 5. It's hilarious. And Jared goes, yeah, there wouldn't be any material without me and Steve. And I was like, we were talking about our drinks, which I have 2 here. Calm down.
Half this podcast is me going silently laughing, not wanting to lose it in the microphone. Yeah, they'd love to. Guys, so I mean, we'd need to let them. We'd love a week off. Okay, why don't you guys start doing something around here? Why don't you?
Don't address your men like that, because then you'll go in a real funk.
You're up. Last and final.
Lynn
belongs
Ferrando, favorite road trip snacks. Not an ad, but I'd love it to be, Ryan. Pistachios. I freaking love these things. I have half empty like bags all over my house. They've opened up in my purse. That's messy. I love a trail mix. What else? I don't know. I'm like a trail mix nuts kind of gal.
I can't remember the brand. Maybe it's the pistachios that are out of the shell. Are those the ones out of the shell?
Yeah.
Oh, they have a buffalo flavor one. That's delicious. I like any zestiness.
They need a
buffalo.
calm down ad. Like us doing a calm down pistachios ad.
You can make that happen, sister.
Just
I like, trail mix. I like, I don't know. I like repetition on things. I don't like one bite and then it's like gone. No, I need some. Those thin pretzels? They're like flat. Forget the brand.
Oh, yeah.
The flat pretzel ones, those are really good. They have a buffalo flavor that is zesty and delicious. Yes, those are the ones. Those are the ones.
Well, we got a big show coming up. We got details about your State of the Union. I want to hear all about that top you're wearing. And I got filler in my neck. I'm excited about it. Are you frozen or just happy to see me?
I wish my neck and face was frozen, but my Botox lady's out of town. I need help.
But we'll talk about it all on the big show.
The big show.
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.